Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to learn about the types of data in statistics. So in our previous video, we learned about what is data. So generally data is divided into two categories, that is qualitative data and the quantitative data. So qualitative data means categories and qualities, whereas quantitative data means numbers and measurement. So based on this data type, you will be able to choose the right algorithm. So now coming to what is qualitative data. So it is a categorical data that describe the things in words, labels or categories instead of numbers. So for example, you choose a gender, okay, it can be male or female, then color. The colors can be red, blue, orange, black, white or any color. Then for example, a category for the car type. It can be SUV, sedan or hatchback. Now, why this qualitative data used and where it is used? So, it is generally used in the machine learning model where you have to do the classification task. So, for example, you need to classify whether the email is spam or not. In that case, you will be using the algorithm like logistic regression or SVM. And you will be also using the encoding techniques for the qualitative data. So, encoding technique means the machine learning algorithm that you will choose will not directly understand this label or categories. You have to convert it into the number, then only it will be able to understand. So in that case, for converting it into the number, you will be using the encoding techniques like label encoding or one-hot encoding. Now there are two types of qualitative data. First is the nominal data and the second is the ordinal data. So in the nominal data, the categories are without order. So for example, if you have a blood group, so it can be AB or O negative, okay? Then gender, it can be male or female, or country, it can be any country, India, USA, UK, China or any country. So here you can see one thing, that is there is no order in the category, okay? There is no ranking. But in case of ordinal data, there is order or a ranking. So for example, if you are giving rating to any restaurant in a food delivery app, so rating can be poor, average, good or excellent. Or if you do education, then you first high school, bachelor, then masters or then PhD. Okay, so this is in the order. So you cannot do first master, then high school or bachelor. So it should be in a particular order. Similarly, if you are purchasing a t-shirt from any e-commerce website, okay, so there is a size chart. So in that it start from small, medium, large or XL. So generally in the ordinal data, orders matters. Okay, there is a ranking. So now coming to the quantitative data. So quantitative data means the numbers are presented in form of numerical form. Okay, so the numbers can be counted or it can be measured. So for example, age, height, salary, temperature, weight. Okay, so these are the form of quantitative data, and it is generally used in the regression problems where you want to predict the house price or you want to predict the continuous values. So there are two types of quantitative data, that is the discrete data and the continuous data. So here the discrete data means these numbers can be counted. Okay, so for example, number of students in the class, it can be 10, 20, 30, 45. Okay, or the number of goals scored, that is maybe 1, 2, 3, 5 or any number, or you have the number of cars. So you can see that in the discrete data, this data can be counted, whereas in the continuous data, so you are measuring this data, you are not counting this data. For example, you have the height, that is 170.5 centimeter or 165.2 centimeter, or the temperature, okay, it can be 25.6 degrees Celsius or 30.2 degrees Celsius. So this kind of data, the continuous data, can be measured. Okay, it cannot be counted. Now coming to the most important thing, that is the scales of measurement. So coming to the nominal data, so these are the categories. Okay, this data can be measured in form of categories without any order. In case of ordinal data, This is also categories, but in the form of rankings, or we can say that order categories. Now coming to the most important skill of measurement, that is the interval scale. So here we generally try to measure, for example, the temperature. So here the distance between any two consecutive numbers is always same. So for example, the temperature rising from 10 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius, or 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. So here the difference is 10 degree and the gap is same. Okay. So in this case, subtraction works, but multiplication and division doesn't work. Or you cannot say that the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius is 1.5 times hotter than 20 degrees Celsius. So this is totally wrong. And why? Because here the 0 degrees Celsius is arbitrary. It is not absolute, because the temperature has no starting point. 0 degrees Celsius is the temperature where the water freezes, and we cannot say that 0 degrees Celsius is no temperature, because the heat energy still exists. So I have said that skill doesn't start from nothing. And to understand this, we can consider the analogy here. So for example, you are at 20 meter above the sea level and your friend is at 30 meter. Okay. So you can say that your friend is 10 meter higher, and here the difference works. Okay. But you cannot say that the friend is 1.5 times higher, because here the ratio doesn't work, because the sea level is arbitrary. You don't have the starting point of the sea level. Now coming to the ratio scale. Okay. So this is generally considered, for example, you are measuring weight. So same as in the interval scale, you are considering 10 kg to 20 kg, or 20 kg to 30 kg. So in this case, the difference is same, but here 0 is absolute. That means 0 kg means no weight, or 0 centimeter, that means no height, or 0 rupees means you don't have money. And you can also say that 40 kg is twice as heavy as 20 kg. Okay, so here you can do the multiplication, division, addition and subtraction in case of ratio, but you cannot do the multiplication and division in case of interval scale. Also, I have said earlier that 0 means there is no weight at all. So the summary is, in the ratio or in the interval, we can consider the equal gaps, but in the interval, 0 is arbitrary, and in case of ratio, it is absolute 0. So in case of ratio, all operation works, that is multiplication, division, addition and subtraction. Now coming to the data types in the machine learning. As we have studied about the categorical data, so it is generally used in logistic regression, decision trees, random forest, for example, for spam detection, image classification. Now coming to the numerical data, so it is generally used in the regression problems, so where you have to predict the stock prices or house prices. So and it is generally used in the machine learning algorithm in the like linear regression or the neural network. And we have studied about the encoding techniques, that is to convert the ordinal or the nominal data into the number where machine learning algorithm can understand. So the main key takeaways are, you should understand the data types, so that will help you to choose the right visualization for that. Okay. And based on that, you will be able to choose the machine learning algorithm. So you should explore your data first, then check if the encoding is required, then you must do the encoding, and based on the data type you can do the proper visualization. So friends, thanks for watching my video. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Your support really motivates me to create more awesome content for you. See you in the next video.